So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I'm Aaliyah.
I'm Jason.
I'm Kyle, and we are Glacier Veins.
And we're gonna have some questions to say about the upcoming album, Lunar Reflection. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
It's been exciting. Yeah, I feel like we've been working on it for a year.
Wow.
And I feel like all the pieces have been slowly coming together, and to like see it all ready to be shown to everybody is really exciting. And yeah, I'm happy to hear that people are like excited for new music.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? All right.
Oh, yeah, it's been fun so far. Kind of pleasantly surprising the amount of people that are checking it out and the amount of positive feedback we're getting. It's always nice. Feels great to be putting out new music. It always feels kind of weird for me because like we've had the songs, for us, and like it just feels great to be sharing them with everybody now,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. How long have you had the songs? Oh, I'm sorry, Jason.
Oh no, go for it. It's all good.
How long have you had the songs?
Like a year?
Yeah, I guess we started writing like a year ago. Well, no, okay. The songs came together about a year ago when we were like putting it all together before we went to record. But I started writing like a lot of the songs like when the pandemic started. Yeah, that's that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it's been like 2 years that we've had songs rolling, and then a year that we've all been working on it together.
Very cool.
Okay, makes sense. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah. Lunar Reflection. I feel okay. During all that time, I was just really inspired by the moon, and I was reading a lot of books on like psychology and astrology. And so a lot of like the moon symbolism just in those realms inspired like a lot of the songs and really connected to a lot of the things that I was just experiencing, and random little things just kept popping up in my life where the moon was a big theme. And so it all kind of like connects back to reflecting on your life and your experiences and kind of relating to the symbolism of the moon and all of that. So yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
And the art, I don't know. The art. We always like to have like our color themes kind of a certain way too. And that's just, yeah, there's some like I like the darker colors compared to some of our other stuff.
Okay.
Or at least our last record is a lot brighter. So I think that really kind of reflects a lot of what the songs are, more kind of diving into like deeper, darker spaces.
All right. Makes sense.
Awesome.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the songs were written right here in my room when I would make some demos right here on this computer, and then send them over to the guys.
Yeah, this record was a different process for us. Like we're a very live band, and we kind of get a lot of our ideas out in the practice space. But all of a sudden we were all kind of confined to our own little spaces, and we kind of had to learn how to write over the internet. We had done it here and there just like to share demos, but not really to write specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good exercise for us, and I think we learned a lot doing it. But yeah.
Were you guys like doing Zooms, or were you just like sending files back and forth, emails and all that shit?
Mostly files, and then like I think we did a couple Zooms where we would talk about ideas, but we were never like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 over Zoom, that we never really did that.
I don't think that would work out with the delay anyway.
No.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like, I don't know, like it was really just like upload stuff to the Google Drive, and as people would like go check out like, oh, what's new in here, or every once in a while we send a text like, yo, I like put this in here. But yeah, I feel honestly it's like weird to think back because I just feel like we didn't even like communicate a whole bunch about it. It was just kind of like happening. And like obviously I was writing a lot before we got into the like, okay, yeah, we're gonna like make another album. I'd been like writing a bunch of songs. And so that part of it, I had like a bunch of demos like ready to go when I started like sharing stuff with the guys too. So yeah, I know we didn't see each other at all during 2020 after we got home from having to turn our tour around.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sometimes like we wouldn't even like nothing's happening in the group chat, but I get a notification of like a new guitar part or a new demo or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, let's do it, you know?
I love how like the album came together, like at least somewhat came together with basically like zero communication. You guys were all just kind of like on the same wavelength, like we're writing a record, but we don't have to talk about it.
Pretty much.
That's kind of the vibe, though.
Yeah, we just like do our own thing. Well, but I was gonna say like it makes, I don't know, I feel like that represents like what the album is about too, because it's like a very introspective album. And Kyle, I feel like you were talking about this before about how like, yeah, we were able to tap into this our own space in order to write the parts that were needed, and that kind of like allowed us to think more for ourselves creatively without like that group setting.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of the time for me, like I'll be learning the song while we're jamming it at practice or whatever, and then I might, you know, on my own try and like embellish my part a little more. But like with this was like, dude, the only thing I could focus on was my part. Like it was kind of like I don't know, putting my own part under a microscope, because I'm just like, I can't bounce ideas off of anyone, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was cool though.
Are you guys going to write another record like that, or sorry, Jason, you can go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that it, as like uncollaborative as it was, like we actually did put like a lot of thought into it, because I feel like we like had the time to really think about just writing and really nothing else, and just, you know, sending the file away and seeing how Kyle mixed it with everything. It was fun.
And I feel like that's kind of like something special about this band too, is that we've never like sat down and we're like, okay, we are this kind of band, like we want to play music, we want to write a record that sounds like this, but it all is just like, I always like to think of it, it's like a fusion of each one of our interests individually, and then like a fusion of the fusion of everyone's like interests.
Yeah, makes sense.
Very, very organic. I like that.
So I want you three to tell us your favorite lyric off this album and the meaning behind it.
I'll go first. They're like, what is, yeah. I always said when we were in the studio and I don't know, we were in the studio and I said this was my most favorite lyric, and it's from Embers, which is going to be the next single that we're dropping. And the lyric is, know your soul, know how it wants to play. And to me, that means, I don't know, just like trying to find your most true sense of self and like your true sense of creativity and letting that play out. Yeah, just true, like, yeah, your true creativity, I guess that's what I just said. But yeah, having like that organic like expression and like trying to figure out like where you feel the most authentic with creativity, and then like not being holding yourself back from like letting that creativity play or letting yourself play.
It's good.
Nice. I have two, and they're kind of like, I think to me they're like inside jokes for the band. The first one is in Nurture. There's a lyric and it's one word, epic. You have the word epic in there. And yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's just something between the four of us that like someone will say, and it's just like, oh, epic dude or whatever. But like, it's sick that it's a lyric.
Yeah.
And then I had the other one in my head, but I can't remember it. So Jason, you go.
To be completely honest, I don't know very many of the lyrics.
Oh God!
I like the melody's catchy.
All right, fair enough.
That's fair. That's
Fair.
But I
fair.
love it. I love it though.
Okay, yeah, you love the lyrics despite not knowing them. I get it.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a powerful message.
I
Okay.
feel like one of the oh, were you gonna say one of the
Well,
other
I
things?
remembered my other one. From digging myself out. Is this allowed? Is one of the lyrics in there. And I think it wasn't until we were in the studio, I was about to do like a vocal take, that I was like, this is for sure the lyric, right? And I'm like looking at the lyric sheet and I was like, I heard something else, but I don't know.
Wow.
I feel like another funny one that was misheard is in Where Does It Go? We were faded.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to even think of what the actual lyric was.
Well, the
Okay.
joke lyric was like hella faded in Chicago, but the real lyric is fading as the sun moves or something.
Yeah.
How did you get
Not
that?
even
No,
close.
I'm like put on the spot and I can't even remember my own lyrics, but yeah, I don't know. We were joking about like how you can like change the lyrics to something and then like put in the city with it that you're in.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, I remember. It's elevated as the sun moves. And like for some reason when I was saying it fast, we were like saying like something like hella faded.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Elevated,
that makes
hella
sense.
faded.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay,
I get that.
all right.
A little confused.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I get it.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, or did you just shuffle around, see what fits? What was that process like?
We didn't there was no track listing thought in the writing process. But once we kind of had all the songs done, we did really like discuss the track listing for a while. But during the recording process, things definitely showed up like, oh yeah, this is for sure going to be like the opener, like Autonomy. We knew that was going to be the opener. And that was also the first song that we wrote it was one of the first demos that I had done. It was the first song that I wrote when we got home in my quarantine land. Digging Myself Out, I actually wrote before all of that happened, but Autonomy was the first one and the rest of the songs too. And then I think Lunation as well was, we knew at one point that we wanted to do this fade out ending, and that would be the album closer. And we actually changed the key of the song right before it, Spiral Through, because we knew that we wanted the acoustic song to go into the final song.
Okay.
So
It was a little bit of thought. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was fun to play around with different ideas, but I do remember when we had finished like writing Lunation, we were like, that's for sure the closer.
Mhm.
And then we were trying to figure out how do you set up the closer, and then slap an acoustic thing in front of it. There you go.
These guys didn't close with the acoustic. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
We thought about it.
Boo.
So could you guys tell us where your headspace is at while you were creating this record?
for me personally, like writing all the songs, I feel like I was in a very dreamy, I don't want to say like fantasy like state of mind, but I was definitely like just I had this very like dreamy and optimistic point of view, and I was able to like spend a lot of time in like this really cool space with my sister, where a lot of the songs were kind of being inspired, I guess. But also I was literally at home for a lot of the time, and just I feel like a lot of the things that I was experiencing were just being amplified. And getting really into like psychology, I kind of started to really analyze things in a certain way, and just learning a lot more about that. I was like analyzing like myself and my thoughts and my experiences, and so that's kind of like where my head was at, just sort of dreamy, but sort of really just like zoning in on my feelings and everything. So I feel like I like learned a lot about myself during that time and like this writing process.
That's nice.
Absolutely. I think for me, it was like half escapism, half like artistic, occupying my mind with something artistic, like, I don't know. Everyone was dealing with so much. There was all sorts of stuff going on while we were starting to write. And yeah, for me personally, like I would just like block everything out, and like this record, this bass part is like the only thing that matters right now. And so there's a lot of escapism for me, but then also like elevate everything that I'm putting into it. I was kind of able to take all these things that I was dealing with outside of the band and like throw that into my bass part, so it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was more experimental and just kind of like trying to do things that I'd learned just like playing guitar with all the free time that I had, and just kind of doing weird little things and seeing, like, just getting feedback on it really, and kind of just really trying to hone in on like the sound for the album, I guess, or for each song, or like, I had a lot of time to think about just like the mood. So I was like really just experimenting with it.
That's cool.
I think I remember like waiting on demos from Jason, and I was like, dude, what's up? What are you doing? And he's like, man, I had to learn this Metallica album. So that's what I'm doing this week. I'll get those demos to you soon, bro.
I really appreciate, or at least I think it's kind of cool that all the headspace that you guys kind of said were not super negative considering what was going on while you guys were writing the record. So I think that's really cool. And I just wanted to bring that up really quick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a party album, workout album? What do you guys personally recommend?
For me, it's definitely sit in your room, turn on the vibey lights, and just like listen to it and go through it for sure.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like maybe 15 minutes before the sun's gonna set, start it. Maybe light a candle, maybe drink a beer, maybe some wine, whatever, something like that. But yeah.
I like that answer.
Definitely like a car ride type thing for me. Just cruising, just let it ride. You don't need destination, you just go. Just
I like
go.
That.
So where does it go of you?
So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. All 3 of you have to do it. 3 words each.
Dreamy, introspective life.
There you go.
Nice and quick.
There you go.
I want to say Thunderdome of feelings, because like there's like a lot of different vibes, but they're all there.
Yeah, perfect.
I'd say dreamy, heavy, and spacey or vibey. I don't know, that's 4 words, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
All right, all good.
Perfect.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want your listeners to have while going through the record?
I mean, I've been kind of saying that I feel like for me, I think I already mentioned it, but like it was going through the process of writing the album was very like understanding myself. I like learned a lot through it all. But the interesting thing too is that I feel like I learned even more like looking back at what I was feeling when I was writing the songs, and like being able to like connect all the dots and like put it all together in this puzzle piece of like, okay, I see that. So I guess like my thing is I hope that it might influence people to take a deeper look at themselves and like their feelings, because I'm also always like, oh, like flow through your feelings, just like feel them out. But for me, it was really interesting to like really like go back and kind of like get a better sense of understanding myself through it. So that's, I guess I just want everybody to like feel really like comfortable and confident in like who they are, and like have the confidence to like express themselves authentically too. So I hope that it just inspires people to want to think about themselves on like that level and want to like express themselves that way.
I like that.
I love that.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? I don't want to skip over anybody.
I think it's just kind of like finding like a sense of like awareness within yourself and around you, and how you can just kind of accept things as they are and be okay with it, and also just like working towards something better and know that like it's there for you. It's just level of self-acceptance and just like being realistic.
Wholesome.
Nice. I think like the most obvious word would be reflection. It's in the title. But like Lunar Reflection, I'm pretty sure, Malia, you told us that you had that idea for the album title pretty early on. And like we kind of talked about where that came from and like all these different things that we were talking about as a band and stuff. And so like, I don't know. I think another word that it could be would be hope, because like, you know, there is some positivity that we're trying to bring to the forefront here for sure. But at the same time, looking inward, you know? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you said that, it made me think of like transformation too, because that was like a big theme with all of it, is like taking all of every feeling. Like, yes, they can be negative feelings. They could be good feelings, and just like transforming them into what Jason was saying, like something better, like the hope. There's something greater out of like everything that you're experiencing.
Oh, it's very wholesome, and I liked all of your answers. Well done, guys.
Hell yeah.
I liked hearing you guys' too. It made me feel so good.
So what is your favorite memory that you guys made while creating this album?
Kyle definitely rapping in the booth with the auto tune.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Bars.
Or a little auto tune on Kyle.
Yeah, I was doing some impersonations for sure.
We came up with our side project, some like chill rap, R&B vibes. But I was going to say shooting hoops. It was wildly sunny and warm when we were recording for the time. I think it was like late March, early April. And it was really sunny and pretty warm every day. And there's a basketball hoop outside of the studio. So in between songs or when somebody was doing something, we would go out and just shoot hoops. And that was pretty fun. But also I was going to say too, with the sun, I would go out before tracking vocals and just like go lay and just soak in the sun energy. And I feel like that really helped with those vocal takes.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shooting hoops was a great mental break. Get the blood flowing. And the hoop is a like 6 foot tall hoop, maybe, so it's a confidence booster also. You know?
Yeah, you're dunking every ball. Yeah.
We may put a little compilation video together of all of our trick shots.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So picture this: you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh, what were those things you like, Kyle? The Nerds clusters, that's it.
Yeah, those were new and they're great. It's like a Nerds rope, but in like a slightly bigger than a jelly bean. It's crazy.
Those sound good.
What is a Nerds rope? I see them. I don't understand it.
It's the best. You just try it.
So, what is it?
It's gummy and it's crunchy and it's fruity. It's just like an explosion of sugar and goodness.
It's like a Laffy Taffy covered in Nerds.
Yeah,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I understand that. Thank you.
But the Laffy Taffy's like thin, almost like licorice. Like, yeah, so it's very rope-like for sure.
Okay.
Jason,
So snacks.
Snacks.
I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
I'm still trying to think. I feel like I really tried to not get snacks in that situation. But I'm like trying to think what I would get if I were to stop.
You're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. You have to get something.
No food for days.
It's an
I
off
feel like
day.
I'm stealing Kyle's, but I feel like what Kyle also get, but like Chex Mix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, I know. sometimes you can get those little packs of pretzels with hummus. That's what I like to get.
Those are
That
good.
sounds
too.
good.
Yeah.
There you go.
What about
Is
you,
it-
Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, either like corn nuts. Yeah, corn nuts or like some sort of chip, maybe Pringles, maybe some Smart Food if I'm feeling crazy.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like at any point you can go into the van and find at least 5 corn nuts somewhere on the
Yeah.
ground.
This is
Just
true.
like loose corn nuts.
Yeah. Unfortunately so.
Yeah, and anti-chew wrappers.
yeah,
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Well, the corn nuts are the snacks for when someone doesn't get something at the gas station, so you can just eat those off the floor. There's like
Oh,
a half a
God.
bag
Yep.
on the floor.
Gross. So,
Man.
so on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be?
Oh.
I love these questions. This is so fun.
Thank
Thank-
you. Thank you.
I'm gonna say pizza.
Okay.
Ooh, would you like to tell us why?
We all love pizza. And yeah, anytime that like we're at a gig and they're like, yeah, you get pizza, we're stoked. We're all super stoked.
We're not paying you tonight. We ordered you Little Caesars.
Hey,
Sold.
yeah, that's fair. Do you have any toppings on the pizza? Is it just plain cheese? Is it
Okay.
No
yeah.
cheese?
We are a vegan pepperoni pineapple jalapeno pizza, possibly with green peppers or green onions.
Uh-huh.
Or on
okay?
the- yeah.
I could rock with that. That's good.
That's spot on, honestly.
Yeah, right.
That's good.
Are we all in agreement?
I was gonna say vegan and not vegan wings.
Mhm.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, totally.
Because I feel like we've had some like pretty like epic. We've had some pretty like epic and just like big like moment conversations over. We go to this place called Fire on the Mountain in Portland, and I think I've only ever been there like with the band, with like a whole band eating them, and the guys will always get the hottest one, and I'm just sitting there watching them like
You're sweating
burning their
for them.
mouths, and
Yeah.
I'm just eating like my vegan like sweet wings.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you? I don't want to see this.
All in agreement here.
Everybody good. So pizza and wings.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I guess
That
so.
makes sense.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
So for the last couple questions, we're actually gonna shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh.
Damn.
hmm
Street tacos and a big Modelo.
That sounds so good. Street tacos.
I would get, I don't know, probably some really like cool flavored vegan mac and cheese,
Mm.
and maybe a Rainier for the Northwest love.
Nice.
Which is
I'd
it's the PBR of like the Northwest, basically.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd probably go California burrito
Mm.
and probably Modelo also.
All right.
What is in a California burrito?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Of
It's
course.
let's see, carne asada,
Mm.
pico de gallo, guacamole,
Mm-hmm.
and French fries.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
French fry edition.
Yes.
Potatoes in your burritos.
Okay.
always.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
I respect that. I have to try it, but it sounds good. Sounds good in
Sure.
theory.
It sounds banging, actually.
Mhm.
Very much recommend.
All right. Sounds good. So, if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Marvel Universe, but I'd have powers. If I didn't have powers, absolutely not.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going Star Wars for sure.
Oh, that's,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that's the one.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
Jason,
This
you can
question
change
is
your
like
answer.
blowing my mind because I feel like I have an answer, and like I've thought about this before, but I just don't know. I kind of I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know.
Just
I can
say
like
it.
imagine it in my head.
Mhm.
Honestly, okay, wait. I don't know. Okay. Don't pick me. I don't want to answer this question. Okay. I'm like imagining in my head like something like really cloudy or like up in like some magical clouds. Very like bright and beautiful, but I don't know what that's from or what that is.
Nice. No, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
that sounds
Mount
cool.
Olympus.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting.
All right.
That'd be very cool. There you go.
So I, Don, have asked the last question, and every single person we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay.
Green.
Probably purple.
Solid. We
Taste.
got the whole second half of the color wheel covering all the gamut there.
Gotta keep the cool colors. What
Love
about
it.
you, Phil?
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Lunar Reflection is
Mhm.
out March 11th, 2022, Equal Vision Records. I don't know when this is coming out, but we're going to be on tour too right after it. We're heading from the West Coast out to the Midwest, and then we're doing West Coast too in March and April. So
Oh yeah.
you might be where you're at. But I do have a question for both of you.
Okay.
What are your favorite colors?
Black.
Oh, yellow or red. It depends on the day.
Feel that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for now. This guy's been Glacier Veins, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.